it's what's probably one of the things that's really wrong with society today because people don't realize as much that money doesn't make you a better person. It just amplifies who you already are, right?
Hmm.
I've heard that quote so many times, right? And it still speaks true today, right? Like you said, right? You have $10 billion. You have to choose $10 billion, or right, and be absolutely alone, or you get 100,000 with the people you love, right?
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing: if you have to be absolutely alone, well, then you got to think right now. What do you do when you're by yourself, right?
Hmm.
Well, let's say that's read books, watch podcasts, watch sporting events, right? And watch basketball games, or watch TV or play video games or whatever they do, right?
Yeah, of course.
Well, if you have nobody around, right? You have no family, no friends. Guess what you're going to be doing with $10 billion? You're going to have $10 billion in your account, and you're going to be sitting there watching Netflix, playing video games, watching podcasts, reading books. Anything you were already doing, you're still going to be doing the same exact thing, just with $10 billion in your account. Maybe in a bigger house with a nicer car, but you're still doing the same thing. So I was like, and if you're still doing the same thing, then what was the point of the money?
That is true. That is true. Another element that I want to kind of get into is this, which I don't think people really have. They don't apply enough thought to this to even consider it. It's like this, right? So let's just say you have money. So observe the people. Observe the people who have the most amount of money, right? Their quality of life is good on the outside from the perception of people who view their life and who also view their life in perspective, saying, "I wish I had money so I could do this and this and this. All my problems would be solved." And that's essentially when people say, "Of course I would have the money because I would have no problems anymore. All the problems that I have today would be gone."
Yeah.
But here's the thing: that might be true, but they made it seem almost as if they would have no problems at all after they had the money. And like I said, if you even remotely have that belief, you do not understand this life. You're going to have different problems in different circumstances
Yeah.
off of the rip. Problems that you have no idea how to handle because you're not in that position.
I don't know why that took me straight to a joiner Lucas quote.
Let's hear it.
It was in one of his songs. He said, "I thought I'd get all this money, then all my problems be through." He said, "Then I made a few millions. Now I got more problems than you." I remember that.
Okay,
I remember
okay.
that joiner bar just came to me too.
Okay, okay. But yeah, that's true
So
though.
yeah,
That is true. It would solve the immediate problems that you have that maybe might compromise your life financially.
yeah.
But you'd still have problems. You cannot act as if
It
these
does
problems would just go away and you'd have no problems and life would be fucking perfect.
exactly. It doesn't solve your problems. It changes them.
Bingo, exactly. It
Yeah.
changes them, exactly. And also, like I said, I want to kind of get a little bit more deeper into that as well. Is like you would have everything that you could have ever wanted, right? Right. With making that decision, the $10 billion to cheat, or the love over money, right? The scenario that we had laid out for the people, of course, right?
Mhm.
But here's the thing: after you already do everything that you wanted to do, already bought everything that you wanted to buy,
Mhm.
you still, just like you do now, you would still want more. And maybe here's the thing: maybe the things that you want wouldn't be attainable, almost like the things that you want right now. So if you chose the money over love,
Mhm.
maybe you'd want something as simple as, I don't know, one of the most essential things to life, a partner.
Yeah.
But you could not have that. Just as most people cannot have a yacht.
Yeah.
You'd still long for something that you do not have and maybe that you can't even get. Because that is the human experience. The human experience does not there's no 100% satisfaction of life. That does not even exist. That's not how emotions work,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So it's like you would, no matter how much you have,
Mhm.
it will eventually get to the point where it is just normal to you, right?
Yeah.
So like let's just say you had 15 cars, right?
Mhm.
The same car you have right now, give it like 3 or 4 years when you're driving a Lambo, and that Lambo is going to feel exactly the same as the car that you have right now. It is now your new normal.
Yeah.
It is now your new bare minimum,
Mhm.
right? So it's instead of being, oh my god, I'm driving a Lambo, you just be like, this is just my car, and you would treat it as this is just my car, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I find that interesting. So like I said, after you've already bought everything that you wanted to buy, you have already done everything that you wanted to do, you would still long after the things in life in which you lack that you do not have, just as you long for things that you do not have that you wish you had in today's life. Same exact thing. No, not the same problems, just change problems,
Exactly.
like you had mentioned. So I
That's
find that very,
facts.
very
That's
interesting.
facts. Well, because here's the thing, right? People realize, well, because here's the thing. It wouldn't be until they get that $10 billion that they would realize it wasn't even the $10 billion that they wanted.
Hmm.
Because it's not the money people want. They want the difference. People want what they can't have. So if they said you can't have $10 billion, they want $10 billion, right?
Okay.
But if you say, yeah, sure, you'd have $10 billion, right? But imagine if you don't have $10 billion, right? You already have that 100. You only have 100,000, right? But you already have the yacht, the Lambo, the mansion, right? You already have all that, right? You already have everything you want financially, right? But you don't have $10 billion. Do you still really want that $10 billion? Well, what do you need it for?
What do you need it for?
What is it? What is it going to do for you? Absolutely nothing. People literally want things because they cannot have them. It's like it's the oldest one of the oldest things in the book. Like when they say don't push the big red button.
You're gonna be tempted as fuck.
Exactly. The first thing I'm doing, like, I'm pushing that big red button. that that would
Or the teacher says in class, "Do not laugh."
exactly.
You motherfucker, you best believe.
I'm
I'm gonna
here's-
try my hardest not to, but
Exactly.
I probably am.
I'm laughing literally just because they said don't laugh. Nothing was even funny. No one even said anything, and that's why I'm laughing.
That's exactly right. That is exactly right, man. I had one more thing that I wanted to say on this topic before we move on. I'm trying to think. I forgot it, but I'll remember it later. But is there anything else you want to say before we go ahead and move on to the next topic? How's that water, man?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. Fuck the Lakers. That's all I wanted to say.
I bet that sounds good to me. Trying to think. There was one more thing that I wanted to say that had to do with this topic. Yeah, it's not coming to me right now. It's fine. We'll move on. If you guys have any questions or comments regarding anything that we've mentioned, or maybe you want to share your own opinion in the comments, whether you're rewatching this or watching this live, I want you to go and let us know, because we want to know your guys' opinion based off of all the things that we've said. And initially, before we had said any of the things that we said, I want you to let us know if your opinion had changed. Initially speaking, you chose the money, or initially speaking, you chose the love, and then after the explanation, maybe you chose the money, or maybe you chose the love. I want you to let me know for sure, for sure. But yeah, like I said, that was definitely an interesting topic. Like I said, you begin to see the character, kind of like I already mentioned, right? You begin to see the character through the answer that they had given.
Mm.
And you start to see if these people actually stand for something or whether they don't. And you come to the conclusion that most people don't.
Oh, for damn sure.
And that is a sad reality. They have really no integrity, no true good moral character, no values that they stand by and live by, not a person of their word, things like that. And like I said, do you value money or do you value being a person of character and quality?
Exactly. The sad part is that they'd have to actually get that. They'd actually have to be given that exact scenario. You lost everybody, but you have $10 billion. Enjoy the world.
Mhm.
Yeah. You give them that. See how much that character changes. And I give it 2 years, 3 years time. I guarantee that first week, they're like, okay, well, it sucks I don't have anybody to enjoy it with. They go crazy with all the spending, right? I'd say give them 3-4 months time, and they'll start to realize, well, yeah, a lot of these trips to Dubai and Puerto Rico and Puerto Penasco, all the exotic places.
Anywhere and everywhere.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun, but they just ain't quite the same when you're doing it all alone.
That's for sure.
So
And another thing I want to mention with that as well is like this, right? This is another element that I had had to combat people who were defying my own belief. I wanted to get people to think about their decision and what their decision would entail. This is what I had forgot, but I remembered now. Essentially, it is like this, right? Part of being a man is doing work.
Yeah.
Imagine if you had $10 billion. Most of the work that you would do would be nothing.
exactly.
Especially if before that money you didn't have anything that you would do that even if you're not getting paid for it, you still love to do it. Which most people they have jobs that they do that they don't really care about.
Yeah.
So therefore, if they were given the money, they would essentially miss out on doing work that makes somebody busy and makes somebody's mind busy, which is essential to the male human experience, is working towards something. If you already have $10 billion, what are you working for?
Here's the thing.
What are you working for
I
at that
imagine
point?
at that point you're not even working anymore. Because
What,
here's the thing. Exactly. Because when you ask them exactly that question, what are you working for? Well, here's the thing. You have nobody with you. No
I'm about
one
to
at
say,
all whatsoever.
yeah. Well, who do you work?
So
Who
so
you working for, and what are you working for? And
exactly.
both the answers are nothing.
Exactly. So you have to. The only person you could be working for is yourself. Well, guess what? You already have $10 billion. What more for yourself do you need to work for? Because that $10 billion is not going to fix your personality.
That's
Or
true.
it's not going to fix your mental state or your multiple problems. It's not going to make you happy, any happier than what you already were when you first got it. So it's like they would lose their purpose. That's what I imagine. I imagine you'd lose your purpose because like
Are you
it would
imagine how much harder it would be to even discover it.
exactly wow. It's like you already have $10 billion and you have no one right to discover purpose. Like there's no one to provide for, no one to protect, no one to give the world to. You have the world. It's all you. It's all yours, and you can't share it with anyone. It's like, well, at that point, you just I told you that's why I say if you had that $10 billion, what would you be doing? You're not working anymore because why would you work? You have no one to work for but yourself. But you don't need to work for yourself. You have yourself set for your whole life.
That's true.
So what are you doing? What you doing your alone in quiet time? Watching TV, playing games, maybe read a book, maybe go to the gym.
Not hanging out with homies. I'll tell you that.
Exactly.
In that scenario, of course, but
Yeah.
yeah, I just like I said, I find that interesting, and like I said, with basically the way in which people answer that question, you begin to realize that not only do people lack depth and character and all the things that I had already mentioned, but it's also like you don't understand what brings fulfillment within this life. You don't understand that work. You don't understand that your purpose or your why or the people that you would work for are what makes this life that meaningful, right? Especially like you said, spending it with um spending it with people who you actually care about or who you love, right?
Yep.
That is the most meaningful part of life, and without that, what's the point of life? Life would, and like I said, if you were given $10 billion, you would like I said, you would blow a lot of it, right? And maybe it would be fun. Maybe it would be a hell of a thrill. Maybe you'd be able to do everything that you wanted to do. Maybe you'd buy everything you wanted to buy. But after that, there's really nothing after that.